And
we are live, I think. I think we are live.
We are live. Lights, camera, action. Two guys in the hot seat talking about movies and film and TV for the next 45, 50 minutes. We are a go. Deval, by the way, what episode number is this?
This is 292. It's just me and you.
Me and you and the thousands that are listening right now.
That's it.
There's hundreds of thousands that are listening out in the world.
Thousands, yeah.
Hundreds, bro. Don't even get me started on those digits, on those numbers. So listen, look, folks. We are the Flixters. You're listening to 292, and we've got a great episode for you. So stick around. We've got some film reviews. We've got some streaming stuff that we want to speak about. We've got trailers on. Bloody hell, we've got so many trailers that we've got to speak about. And we've got a hidden gem. So for the next 45 minutes, let us take you through all of those things. But before all of that, Devaldo.
Yep, we got some shout outs. So yeah, first shout out goes to the Industry Tea. You're thinking, what is the Industry Tea?
Oh my gosh.
Well, the Industry Tea is it's a channel on Instagram. I think they're also on Facebook and others. But yeah, go on Instagram, check out the Industry Tea. They hold some great events in London. Events about finance, about relationships, about all sorts of things, about the media industry, music. If you want to get into it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the Industry Tea is a really, really good events platform. That can really, introduce you into those sorts of worlds and landscapes. So
you know what? It's all about networking. It's about networking, babies. It's like seriously, who you know.
Not just what you know, who you know.
Who you know as well.
Exactly. But yeah, big shout out to them. Next shout out goes to Ciel Noir 3. People often think, you shout out this person all the time, but some people need to be shouted out often, especially when engagement on platforms, especially when people got lots of followers. Sometimes, you can't really, you feel like maybe you can't really engage with certain people because they've got a lot of followers and stuff like that. Now, Ciel Noir isn't that sort of person.
No, not at all.
Whether she had 1 follower or 1 million, she's the same person, and she has been the same since we've been speaking to her. Great person. Go check out her page again. It's about, well-being, music, fashion, all that sort of thing, life, just being a nice person, and that's what she is. So definitely check her out.
Wicked.
Next shout out goes to I'm Mo Kamel. So this is Mohammed Kamel, actor. He's been in Indiana Jones, the most recent one. He's been in The Crown. The most recent series, as well as a bunch of other movies and TV shows. So definitely go check him out. I am Kamal, as in I am Mo Kamal. So go check him out on Instagram. But yeah, those are the shout outs this week.
Wicked. All right, let's get into movie news. Now, Deval, you know what, man? First up, I'm just going to say I'm not too fussed about Superman.
Okay.
I'm not. Okay. All right. Let me kind of rephrase a little bit. I don't have any excitement level, or I don't have major excitement level, and I'm just maybe keeping my kind of expectations low. But Superman news seems to be popping up every single time that I go online. It's like Superman this, Superman that. Oh, we've seen a picture of this. We've seen a picture of that, and people have got an opinion about it. I don't have much of an opinion because I'm like, listen, let's wait and see what the movie's like. If it's great, we'll speak about it on the show. We'll rave about it. Otherwise, let's just wait. But some people are outraged.
Yeah, some people are. Superman is, one of the most iconic superheroes of all time. Superman's been around since 1936, I want to say. Before certain Marvel characters. Superman is massive, and Superman is going to be out in a year's time, July 2025. This is going to be the new Superman legacy by James Gunn, who's well experienced in Marvel and DC. But the outrage at the moment is the sort of on-set photos of Superman in his Superman suit. And some people are saying this suit isn't really making him look very super. So yeah, that's what it is. Just some people aren't really feeling the superness of the suit.
I get it. There's
Yeah.
one little picture that I saw, and maybe it was just maybe the picture, but it looked a bit crumpled up.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That doesn't look
Uh,
like your mate Henry Cavill. You know,
yeah,
he
when
wore the
he
Superman suit
up
really
in
well.
the Superman suit, you were like, hang
Yeah.
on a second, this guy's, he's something. So I don't know. Again, the movie could be great. He could be great. The new Superman could be great. I don't know. I'm not going to pass judgment right now. I'm not going to knock it, but I'm just not really like, it hasn't, the fever, Superman fever hasn't got me yet, Deval.
Mm. Yeah, I think, and you're right. It hasn't gotten a lot of people, and I think it's because we haven't seen anything yet.
Mm,
Superman's a very loved character.
yeah.
Henry Cavill done well, I think. And
Yeah.
people sometimes they cussed when he came out, but now they probably wish they had more of him. You know.
Well,
But we'll have to
yeah,
wait until
trust
we
me.
see like a trailer or something a bit more
A teaser.
substantial before we can really pass judgment.
Mm.
So I think we'll
I
have to
think
wait till then.
what made it a bit of a joke for people though with the what's his name the Schneiderverse thing was that whole
Mm.
fiasco with the mustache.
Okay, yeah,
Do you remember what they did,
yeah,
the CGI
yeah. That's because he was working on Mission
on Mission
Impossible
Impossible?
Fallout, was it? I think.
They wouldn't let him shave his
Mm.
mustache, so then they had to CGI. And here's the thing, Deval, a guy off of YouTube
Mm.
did something on Adobe Premiere Pro and it looked better than what Hollywood was. It was just uncanny, man. Some
Is
guy was like,
it?
this is what Zack Snyder should have done.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll see. I'm rambling on a bit there, but listen, let's keep it with the DC. I got to mention this one because this is a character that I am kind of excited about. So check this out. HBO, an arm of Warner Brothers, and a lot of the kind of DCU stuff is kind of featured on the HBO Max channel. They have given the green light. Yeah, it's been green lit. Green Lantern, and check this out.
Lots of green.
Lots of green. So the news here is the Green Lantern show is going to feature not one but two Green Lanterns. All right. So if you go back, there's Hal Jordan, and even before Hal Jordan, there was another one called John Stewart, and apparently we're going to see both Green Lanterns in a kind of true detective style show. So it's kind of like it's going to be kind of like a murder mystery. The two Green Lanterns, they have to join up to solve like a mystery. Something's gone on in, I don't know which universe this is going to be, which Earth this is going to be, because after the crisis on Infinite Earths, the DC, they kind of changed the whole, they retconned a lot of things. So I don't know, maybe he's getting sucked in from a different universe, and we're getting that. But I just thought, interesting. So they go in superhero, but they're bringing it down to earth, and they're kind of bringing it a true detective style, Deval. And it's on HBO, which they've got a history of coming out with good stuff.
And you know what? The Penguin show is coming out soon. That looks like a really good spin-off. And if this can be a good spin-off of, the sort of DC movies, if this can be as good as that, then I think they could be onto a winner. But until then, again, with all DC, all Marvel, my expectations are low. Low as low as a snake's belly, and I'll just see what happens.
Well, exactly.
And go from there.
It's one of them ones where we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, if you're interested in Green Lantern, go online, read up about it, read about that character, and quite a history behind that character as well. Really interesting. Now let's move on. Now George R.R. Martin, we've mentioned his name on the show, obviously when Game of Thrones was at its peak. The last season when we were kind of started speaking about that and speaking about him. But why is he on our show, Deval? Why are we speaking about him?
Yeah, so I don't know if you've heard of a game called Elden Ring.
Yes, I have.
I feel like I have to tilt my chin slightly up when I say it. Elden Ring.
It has that sort of a kind of vibe to it, though, doesn't it? Yeah. It's just like,
epic. But yeah, Elden Ring is like one of those Lord of the Rings-ish, Game of Thrones-ish, World of Warcraft kind of ish. Massive game that's been out for years, and basically one of the sort of top wigs in the Elden Rings universe said, what's his name? His name is actually, I'll say, if I can pronounce his name correct, is Miyazaki. So Miyazaki is one of the sort of creative, directors, or one of the producers of Elden Ring, and he basically said, because Elden Ring is going to be coming out as a TV show or movie. Right. It's going to come out on the screen. I'm not sure if it's going to be a TV show or a movie, but it's definitely going to come out in live action. But he said, if it's going to come out on live action, this person needs to be involved, and that person is George R. Martin.
He knows those types of worlds.
Behind Lord of the Rings, yeah. He's actually, I think he was actually involved in developing the story. So he's actually already involved in the game's lore, the whole history and stuff like that. So he's already a partner. But they said he needs to be involved if this is going to go onto the screen, which makes me think more TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It lends itself to a TV show.
Yeah. If this happens, it could be hopefully a better version than we saw with the Lord of the Rings TV show.
Yes.
Better than that.
And apparently there's going to be a second season of that one, isn't it?
Yeah, from what I hear. I still didn't finish the first season.
I still haven't finished the flipping first season. But check this out. I haven't put this on there, but I'm going to quickly sneak this one in, folks. So listen to this one. In 2026, Street Fighter, a new Street Fighter movie is going to be hitting the cinema. So check this out. Sony and Legendary Pictures, they want to release this by March 2026. And obviously that date can obviously change. But what I thought was interesting was the rights to the whole Street Fighter franchise. That was just recently, Legendary, they just kind of recently just bought that. So what I think they want to do is Sony and Legendary, with the help of Capcom, because it's a Capcom kind of game thing. They want to reintroduce the whole Street Fighter. And you've got to go back to, I don't know, when was the Jean-Claude Van Damme? 1994.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But there has been, so this is going to be a film or TV show?
This is going to be a film.
Film, okay. Yeah, because there was a film a few years ago that was directed by one of the sort of actor stunt people from Jason Bourne films.
Right.
And this had Akuma, had Ken and Ryu in it. Quite low budget, but really well done. So there have been a few sort of live action things that haven't sort of caught the masses.
Yeah.
But I hope they can do a good job of this.
Oh, man. Because man, each of those characters, there's such a backstory, and if you're a gamer, if you if you've been a gamer from the 80s, well, not even from the 80s, even if you're a gamer for the last like 5-6 years, you know the Street Fighter franchise, because I think it's the Street Fighter 5 now or something like that, whatever it is right now. So man. So we'll wait and see, and we will let you know about that one. Now that's your movie news for this week. Let's move on to the streaming. And you've already mentioned kind of Game of Thrones, George R. Martin, the second season of the House of the Dragon, and Devour, man. I've slap on the wrist for me. I still haven't other things that I've been watching, man. I still haven't watched this, so fill in the gaps.
You have been a naughty boy. I might have to send you to prison. I might need to send you to prison and for you to learn your lesson. Yeah, learn your lesson and be punished.
Let it be Wandsworth, mate.
It'll be well worth it. Trust me. But yeah, get House of the Dragon season 2. So I've watched the first 2 episodes. I think by the time we're listening to this podcast, the 3rd episode might be out.
It'll be already out. Yeah.
But so far, so very good.
Okay.
It literally carries on from season 1. Literally flows into season 2. Yeah. And it's good. That's all I'm going to say.
That's it. We knew, and season 1 was great because it was building up to this whole battle between the Targaryens and what's his name? The guy from Morbius.
Matt
mad.
Well, he's Daemon Targaryen, but he's played by Matt Smith, isn't it?
Matt Smith. His character, he's kind of off the rails, and he's gone up and doing his thing, and I'm assuming he's going to be off the rails even more. And
a few Targaryens are off the rails. They kind of remember, because they're inbred, aren't they? And some they talk about mixing family DNA. It can cause issues, and some of these Targaryens, as you see, they're just Yeah, they're a bit mad. That's
Yeah,
why the Mad King, Daenerys
because there's
Targaryen's dad was known
something
as a
about
Mad
them.
King. And in this one, you see there's consequences. Like, again, Game of Thrones, don't get too used to anyone. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to seeing who gets killed. All right, this next one now, Deval. This dropped on Friday, and I read about this. I still haven't seen it, but this is called Supercell. Now, this is the article that I read about it was really interesting because it was like the makers of this. So it's a he's a rap artist, isn't he? He's a rapper, and he's come up with this TV show called Supercell. It's London based, mainly all black cast, and what he was going for when I read this article was we didn't want to do a Marvel.
Yeah.
We didn't want this just to be kind of like, hey, we're trying to compete with Marvel type of a thing. They want to keep this gritty. They want to keep it grimy. They want to show reality. They want to show kind of, these people, five different people come from different parts of London, but they all need to kind of band together and everything. So yeah, man, have you caught this?
I'm going to watch it this weekend, but what you just said sums up perfectly. The rapper is, what's his name? Rapman is his name. He's a UK artist, but he obviously transcended sort of only music. And he was also responsible for Blue Story, which is a film that, again, talks about sort of inner city struggles and stuff like that. And this one, he's done the same. So he's been working on this one for years. He said he's also got the support from Jay-Z as well on this. And this one, like you said, it's not just a typical superhero. There's time travel involved in this. There's consequences. There's high stakes. Yep. Imagine if you had superpowers, just a regular person who's going through regular shit. Yeah, not like Marvel, where obviously Marvel, they kind of are normal people, but it's all sort of really big sort of circumstances. But this is like just more grounded.
Yeah,
regular people got superpowers. Imagine what you'll do if you're broke. What are you gonna do?
You're gonna flip and steal a bank or something, pay off your debts and do some shit, man.
What I'm saying. So that's what happens in this.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to this. I don't want to read or kind of hear too much about it. I just want to kind of see it on a blank slate. Now, the other one, which just dropped on Thursday or Friday, I think this is The Bear Season 3. Now, I've mentioned this on this show before. We've mentioned Boiling Point, which if you think about Boiling Point and the TV show that came after Boiling Point, Deval, consider that kind of the cousin of The Bear. So we've got these two kind of shows that set in the kind of the food world, like life of chefs and everything. You know what, man? There's just something real kind of gritty and real about The Bear, about this guy called Kami. He's like set in Chicago. So what I love about the show is that you see the kind of the realness of Chicago, the harshness of Chicago. It's called the Windy City, man. That place is cold. The people can be cold. But in between it all, you've got these kind of people working this kind of, family restaurant. He's building them up. They get broken down. They get built up again. And there's chaos. There's all this, man, it's a show. And it's won Emmys, Golden Globes. It's won the whole thing. And one of the lead actresses in it, she was supposed to be in the Thunderbolts.
Yes, yeah. I heard
Deary, I can't remember. Yeah. And then something I can't remember what happened, but she had to pull out of it. Was it because of the bear? I don't know.
Maybe she saw it and thought, "Nah, this is going to be shit. I don't want. I don't want anything to do with this.
I'm winning like Golden Globes, and then I'm getting offered Thunderbolts. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But this is out on Netflix. On Disney Plus. If you're in the UK, is it on? Yeah, because it's on. It's on. It's on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, season 3. I still haven't actually finished season 1, so again, I think I need to be sent to prison as well.
Mate,
I'll hopefully select
go straight
they can send me there.
Exactly.
But yeah, I got to finish it as well.
It's definitely worth a watch. All right, let's get on to trailers. So we've got a bit of a mix over here. Some really interesting ones that we want to mention. So the first one is Nosferatu, and this kind of iconic character. And there was a Nosferatu film from the 1930s, I think. And Robert Eggers, who brought us The Witch, he brought us The Northman, The Northman. What else did he do?
The Witch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Witch, The Northman. Oh, The Lighthouse. Do you remember The Lighthouse?
Yes, with Willem Dafoe and
he's in this as well.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, and he's in this one. And this is kind of like, Nosferatu, if you don't know, this kind of character, a vampire. And man, it's got everything in this. It's kind of, the trailer's full of, dark imagery, symbolism. We see the shadow that's in the night. You see William Dafoe, his character is out to capture him or trying to get him. They're trying to hunt him down. There's blood. I'm assuming there's going to be flipping, deaths galore.
Bill Skarsgård's in it. Willem Dafoe, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, so Johnny Depp's daughter. So yeah, this one looks like an interesting film. This looks like an interesting. I want to watch this. Bela Lugosi is the original Nosferatu, isn't it? From back in the day, 1922.
And Bill Skarsgård is the Count. He plays the Nosferatu.
Ah, okay. I can see that. This is at Christmas time, Christmas 2024. So we've still got a bit of time to
Christmas movie to take the family. All right. So the next one. Now, listen. This one, Deval. This one I thought was interesting. So we don't normally see Hugh Grant playing creepy. Hugh Grant, we know him from, I don't know, 4 Weddings and a Funeral. What's the other one other big romantic film that he did?
Notting Hill and all them ones.
Notting Hill, you don't see him doing these kinds of roles, but in this one, 2 girls, they're kind of like, Mormons or Jehovah's Witness, whatever. They're knocking around people's doors, and he's like, "Oh yeah, come inside, and we can talk about religion and everything." And then all of a sudden, it turns into flipping Saw.
Madness. This looks interesting.
Yeah. I really want to watch this one.
Yeah, at first I thought they were going to be like some sort of threat to him
or something.
But it's like he is, and it's A24 film, so say no more. Yes. Do you know what I mean? This looks like
100%.
And he's charming. He's smiley. You know how they like that kind of sort of English charming kind of guy. That's how he comes across. Like butter wouldn't melt. He'll make you a nice cup of tea. He'll tell you a story about, all this and that, and everything will be fine. But no.
So I don't know why. There's a line in the trailer where they said, "Oh, like the devil." They mentioned something about the devil, and then I thought, could he be the devil? So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that one. So that was called The Heretic. Heretic.
I have to wait till November for that one.
Oh gosh, man. Seriously, I really want to watch that one. Now this next one, this is kind of like a big budget. This is going to be massive, on the scale of obviously the movies that The Rock does. So this stars The Rock, Chris Evans. I can't. Who else was in this? All I saw was just those two.
Chris Evans and who was the other lady in it? Actually, I'll double check. But this one,
Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu. That's it. Yeah. This one. This looks like a. How do I call it? It's an action comedy, isn't it? Really. I mean, this one's what's it called again? Red One.
Yeah.
And it looks like, I don't know. It kind of looks like the sort of movie that. I don't know. How do I? I'm thinking it's like I'm trying to sort of link it to another film that I've seen that reminds me of it. Oh my gosh, what was the film I saw? Basically, it's about Christmas. Anyway, it's about Christmas and Santa Claus being Santa Claus. Well, something's happened to Santa Claus, and now people have to fill in his gap, fill in his boots, sort of thing. But it's a bit of a different spin on.
It's mad. It's like the premise, within the first couple of minutes, something's gone on with Santa Claus, and then The Rock has to team up with Chris Evans to try and kind of save Santa Claus, and then you've got all these creatures and
it's a bit weird. I mean, snowmen. Santa Claus is played by what's his name? It'll
flipping
come to me. J.K. Simmons. J.K.
J.K.
Simmons is Santa
Simmons.
Claus basically, and they call him Nick, so Saint Nicholas. So he's like, and also in this, he's muscly. I don't know if you remember a few years ago there was an image of him at the gym pushing weights, and he looked. This guy's old. This guy, let's be straight. He's old. I think he must be near 70.
Oh,
let me see
100%.
what his date of birth is. His date of birth. Where is he? He must be near 70. 90. Oh, it doesn't even say his date of birth. See, they're hiding it from us. But yeah, he looks like he's definitely well into his 60s. But he's
69 years old.
There you go, 69. Your favorite number. So he is definitely an elderly guy. And he looks muscly in this film. He is Santa Claus. I think he gets kidnapped. Or what happens to him in this? What happens to him?
He basically gets kidnapped, and then
the Rock. That's it.
He gets kidnapped, and then the Rock has to obviously get Santa Claus back before Christmas, and then he teams up with Chris Evans, who's supposed to be this hacker, or he's supposed to be some sort of kind of whiz kid. And then
I know it sort of seems like out of his depth, isn't it?
Exactly. And then I just thought, oh my god, it's interesting. Chris Evans is playing that kind of a role, the kind of the goofy character, which normally would go to someone younger.
Exactly. It's definitely fantastical. It definitely seems like one of those Disney movies with like lots of special effects and like a quest. They're all on a quest kind of thing,
Exactly.
But I can see myself watching it, but I probably won't even rush to see this film.
No,
this is coming out in November, so I have to wait and see what happens with this one.
Exactly. And this last one that we want to speak about now, this one, it looks interesting. So, kids, young people, they're on, holiday, they're going out on a boat into an idyllic kind of like island. And all of a sudden, bad shit starts to happen where they're trapped. They start being operated upon, and there's some sort of kind of what do they do? What's that? Donor kind of selling, start stealing your lungs.
August.
That's it.
Harvesting. August. Not August. I can't speak today. Why is August being harvested? Maybe because the harvest is in August. No, organ harvesting. That's what I meant to say.
Organ harvesting. So, and there's a little clip, there's a little bit, someone saying, "Oh, $5,000 for this and $5,000 for that," and then it reminded me of. Do you remember Hostel?
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's what it is. The modern day version.
Modern day version. Hostel. So if you haven't seen Hostel, folks, go stop this right now and go back and watch Hostel. But basically, it reminds you of Hostel a little bit. And then in the end, the females, they kind of team up, or and they've got to kind of get their revenge and get out of there and everything. So it was interesting. And it's called, what's it called again? It's called Dead Sea.
Yeah, this one, this looks. I think of all the films on the list, this one
is the one that I want to watch.
Definitely up for that one.
Definitely up for that one. So go check those trailers out and let us know what you think. If you do see any of them, are you going to watch them or aren't you not? So let us know. Now, Anniversary Corner, let's speak about this movie from 10 years ago. And this movie to this day gets spoken about so much.
Trust me.
And people, man, listen, so many times in interviews, Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, they get asked, is there going to be a sequel to Edge of Tomorrow? And if you have not seen Edge of Tomorrow, honestly, just go back and watch it. It's a great sci-fi movie, time travel movie. Emily Blunt, strong female character. Tom Cruise gets thrown into this war, and it just kind of, his day keeps repeating. Every single time he dies, the day starts over again, and it's to great effect.
Yeah. Gangster film. Like you say, this film has got, like, you can watch it again and again. And it's hard to do that with modern day films. I can do that with Predator, Terminator 2, Aliens. Modern day films, it's hard to do that. But this one here is good.
Whenever it's on, I always watch it, man.
It's a good film.
Yeah, it's really good. And if you haven't seen that, you should be checking that out. And if you're a fan of sci-fi, oh my gosh, it should be definitely on your watch.
Creatures in this film, they remind you of creatures in another film,
which we're going to speak about right now. So this movie, it's really interesting because this is the third in the franchise. And right, when a franchise has become really, really big, when you know that there's 3 flipping parts to it. So this is a prequel to the Quiet Place franchise, which came about a while ago now. John
2018.
Krasinski, DeBell.
2018 was the first one. 2021 was no, 2020 was part two. So 2 years. And then 4 years since then, we've had part three. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. And 2020, that came out during the peak. Was it at the height of COVID or? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
2020.
pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
It was a quiet place outside as well.
Outside,
you know what I mean?
and that was maybe a movie to get people into the cinemas. So
Yeah.
John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, and that's the connection there with Edge of Tomorrow as well. He kind of created this little universe where aliens have landed on Earth, and the only way for you to survive is for you to be quiet. You like, honestly, like walking, making noise, forget about it. You cannot farting, forget about it. It would be the end.
Unless it's silent but violent, then you can get away with it.
Like, seriously. So great movies. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They did really well at the box office, and hence why we've got this third one. And this is A Quiet Place Day One. It stars Lupita Nyong'o and it stars Joseph Quinn, who's going to be he's going to be the Thing in the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, and I know he's going to be. Isn't he going to be Johnny Storm?
Sorry, Johnny Storm. So he's going to be Johnny Storm. So he's going to be, Johnny Storm on this one. And he's going to be in the new Gladiator movie as well. So I think he's going to be the new kind of guy. So his obviously stock is rising. And man, I've got to just say from the onset, within the first minutes, I was sucked into that world. You know, the way the camera just follows Lupita. We're figuring stuff out. Something's going on with her. She's not really fit. In the sense, there's some health issues going on. Go on.
I have to admit here again, I got to go to prison because I was naughty, but I got to the cinema a little bit late, and I got in there when she came out of the cinema. So what did I miss up until then?
So basically, not all you're missing there is this kind of I don't know why, but she's in something's happened to her. She's kind of got health issues, and she's in a kind of old people's home.
Okay.
She's in a medical facility where there's a lot of old people, and then the guy says, "Hey, listen, look, we're going to go to the theater. Do you want to come along?" And she's like, "I'll only come along if we can get pizza afterwards."
Okay. So a bit of backstory. Okay, I get it.
There's a bit of backstory there, and that pizza thing is important because in the movie they kind of explain why that is. So they go over to the theater. And from that point onwards, that's when shit basically starts happening. And we see this invasion come along, and, we see these aliens. In part one, Deval, did we get close-ups of the aliens? I can't remember now.
Towards the end, right at the end, when Emily Blunt's character and her daughter sort of really, I guess, confront the alien. That's the first time we really see them slow up close and personal.
Right. Yeah. And in this one, there's kind of shots where, the characters get really, really up close and personal. So these aliens, they're not the friendly ET type. These aliens will eat you and spit you out, man. And, they hate noise. And at the beginning of the movie, it was there was a little kind of bit of lettering, which you might have missed actually, Devout. It says New York City has kind of like one of the highest levels of noise. It's like someone screaming at you.
City that never sleeps, isn't it? Never sleeps. So
you go to New York City any given time, like, there's high decibel level and stuff like that. And what I liked about the movie was there's bits in the movie where the camera focuses on small kind of things that generate noise, like the wheelchair making noise, the kind of the birds chirping, the kind of the rusty, I don't know, something going on, and you kind of hear all those things, and it made me stop and realize that all these things that are out there in the city in our life we never think about, but obviously they all generate noise and everything. But anyway, so Lupita Nyong'o, she is trying to survive this onslaught. And then she teams up with Joseph Finn's character. He's from England. He's a lawyer. He's been studying in New York. He got caught up in all this sort of stuff. And it kind of movie just follows them and how they get to safety. But yeah, man, I thought, you know what? I really liked it. I thought I wasn't going to like it because I thought we're 3 movies in now. How much more can we see and how much more can we learn about this, this invasion? But they clearly focus on her. She's a great actress. She's an Oscar-winning actress. The close-up shots of her, the things that she wants to say she can't. There's kind of some past trauma there as well with her dad. She wants to connect to a place, and yeah, man, I thought it was quite moving at the end. How she. Obviously, I'm not giving anything away over here, but I mean, how she deals with that kind of the final stage. How he deals with it, and how there's a connection to the second part with Jim and Honsu.
Yeah, because he shows up in this, isn't it? Yeah.
But what did you make of it, man? I liked it. I thought it was decent.
See, this is the beauty of the Flixters podcast. I can't talk today. We don't always have to agree.
No, and that's great.
I don't agree.
Yeah.
I watched this film.
Yeah.
And I do agree on some elements of your review, in that there were some really touching, emotional, connective moments. Lupita Nyong'o's character has got a terminal illness. I think it's some sort of cancer.
Yeah.
I don't remember catching what the name of the illness is, but you get the impression that, because she mentioned that she was first given 6 months to live, then she lived 6 months, and she was given weeks, then she lived weeks, and you can tell that she's got less and less time to live, and she needs medication. So as the story's going on, her medication is important to her. So you can see that she's going to go at any time. So she has a different concept of life, because she knows her life could be going at any time. So for her, it's not just about survival. She wants to hold on to the moments that are precious to her. She wants to go for this pizza, which I've heard is the most that pizza place in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
it's really renowned. It's like renowned as the first New York style pizza place in New York. Yeah, so that's why she's going there. And obviously her dad as well. He's passed away, and he had some links to jazz music, which obviously now you can't make music. It's a thing of the past. So all these things she wants to hold on to. So I did like some of those emotional moments.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't see what the film added to anything. Yeah, because the first film, I think the first film was the best. The first film was 400 days into this situation. Earth is upside down. Life is to shit. And in the first few moments, they killed a child.
Yeah.
The aliens, we didn't even see what the aliens were, but the aliens killed one of the children. And in a movie, that never happens. So from the get-go, the stakes are high. Yeah. So that, for me, raised the stakes, and it kept the stakes high. There were some tension moments in the first one, with Emily Blunt was having the baby. Remember in the
oh god, and they're trying to keep it quiet as well.
All this kind of stuff going on, and it's just mad. The second one as well, because I saw both of them recently. I saw the first and second one recently before this one. The second one, not as good as the first one, but still, I think there's some really good tension moments. Remember there being a scene at the harbour where Cillian Murphy's character and the daughter's character were being sort of hijacked by these thugs. Yeah. At the same time, parallel to that, they showed a moment in the sort of the bunker where Emily Blunt and her son and the baby with the oxygen mask, the alien was coming through the roof. Things were happening simultaneously with this.
That was good scene.
Tension. Watching it back now again, oh my gosh, the tension was high, thick, good stakes. And like throughout the movies, like people have, because it's 400 days into it, people had learned to live with the situation and how people adapt. And that, I think it was great.
Yeah.
Jimon Honsu's they got an island of paradise where they thought they were, okay, and then shit happened.
Shit is the fan then,
But this one here, day one, obviously we know what's going on, but now we're being told to go back to day one. Don't know what's going on. The aliens come on some meteors, like they come on meteors. Okay, that's a mystery, but it is what it is. But apart from the emotional connections that Lupita Nyong'o, like, really well, she portrays them, even to say she actually looks like she's not well in a way, because the way we normally see her, she seems more fuller.
Yeah.
And in this film, she seems like she's lost a lot of weight, and it really lends to her character's condition. So that's really good. But apart from that, there wasn't really much else the movie offered. I mean, there was some jumpy moments here and there, and
even that jumpy moment for me, that I thought that was just poor. That for me, I was just like, do you even need that one?
Yeah, it disappointed me, man. And I think for me, if they're going to make another movie, we need to get 1,000 days. Sorry, like, you know, we need to go deeper into life after this, because that's where you get the humanity side of it, the alien side of it, the despair. All of that has got
post-apocalyptic type of thing. And the thing is, though, listen, if they did kind of like you know, another part to this, which they apparently they probably are, because this has done really well at the box office so far. There has to be some sort of conclusion, right? And is that conclusion, would that conclusion be, well, the humans have a standoff with the aliens? Do they fight back or whatever? And then it becomes a different type of a movie.
Yeah. I think it works better because humanity is the worst kind of alien, in my opinion.
Well
and
said.
I think there's got to be some more humanity, kind of despair and evil, as well as the aliens being the backdrop to that. Yeah. A bit like The Walking Dead. There's got to be something like that.
Yeah.
Unless they want to go day -1, like Godzilla, and look at where the aliens came from. I don't know. You know what I mean?
And then it becomes a full-blown kind of sci-fi,
exactly,
like, you know, type of a thing like that. But I mean, man, listen, I take on, you know what, I absolutely take on board your thoughts on that one, and especially looking back now, and I'm thinking, you know, part 1 and part 2,
watch part 1 and part 2 again, I guarantee you're gonna be like,
absolutely right. And you know what, good. I didn't watch. Normally, I like going back and watching kind of, you know, the first part and like revisiting it, and I didn't do that on this one. So I probably will end up doing that. So in terms of kind of, you know, up there, we're saying part 1 is the best, then part 2, and then for you it would be the third one.
Part 1 8, part 2 7, this one is 6. It's going back.
It's going back. All right. Flipping out. So listen, that is A Quiet Place for you. Now listen, I want to quickly sneak this movie review in. You know,
time is cool. Hidden Gem, I'll just do real quickly. So
all right, cool. This one I watched probably like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it kind of came out of nowhere. So this is on Netflix. This is called The Hitman, and it stars Glenn Powell and Adriana Arjona, who we've seen before. You mentioned Godzilla. She was in a Godzilla movie, I think, actually.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Was she the one in Deadshot as well?
Yes.
With Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I think.
So, you know, Glenn Powell, Deval, I mean, you mentioned that he's the son of some famous actor.
Yeah, the guy from Independence Day. What's his name? I can't remember his full name, but the president that was on Independence Day, the first one, that's his son.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I haven't really noticed. The only other time that I kind of noticed this guy was in Top Gun. He was in Top Gun Maverick, and he plays the kind of bit of a smarmy asshole type of a character, and you know, not many layers. In this movie, I'm telling you, Deval, mark my words, we're going to see a bona fide star over here, because in this movie, he has got so many layers, because the role, the character that he plays, he has to take on different personas. He has to pretend to be a hitman for a local police department, and he goes in pretending to be a hitman and duping people so that, you know, the police can catch them. So what he'll do is he'll pretend to be a hitman, and he'll sets up a meeting with a customer in a bar, in a restaurant or something. And as long as he gets the person to say, I want you to kill so-and-so, boom, the police, they've got a case, and you know, and then they can arrest that person. So so I didn't know this, but this is based on a at the beginning of the movie, it says it's kind of inspired by true events. So there really was a guy who did work for the police and who did kind of this sort of stuff. So Glenn Powell, he plays a guy called Gary Johnson. So he's a high school teacher, but at the same time, he works part-time for the police department doing these types of things. And
high school teacher, and then part-time this.
Part-time working for the police doing this. So every single kind of time, you know, he puts on a different accent. He puts on makeup. He puts on kind of like this different persona. And then at one point, he meets Adriana Arjona's character who wants to have her husband killed. And as soon as these two meet in a restaurant, sparks fly. And you know what, right? You can feel the sparks between these two. You can feel the chemistry. They can't stop keeping their eyes off of each other. And he has a moment, he relapses for a moment because he finds her so pretty. He finds her so kind of, you know, such a nice person. He's like, hey, listen, look, don't kill your husband. Like, you know, you don't have to go down this route and everything. And then on the other side, his, you know, police colleagues, they're listening to the conversation. They're like, well, you know, what are you doing? You totally messed that one up. And then what happens is after that, he slowly starts to kind of meet her. They start kind of meeting up. He's trying to hide the relationship from the police and he's falling in love with her. She still thinks that he's a hitman. So she's falling in love with a hitman. She doesn't know that he's just some nerd because really technically he's like a nerd. Yeah. And then in the end, you know, it ends in, you know, in a kind of, you know, comedy and, you know, comedic way. And it doesn't sound like as if it's much of a movie, but I'm telling you, man, this Glenn Powell, he's got the charisma. He has got this kind of, who's the actor who does, the one with the blue eyes, the one,
Blue Eyes.
And he became like a big, he was in The Wedding Crashers.
Oh,
and he
Bradley
became really
Cooper.
big. He's got Bradley Cooper charm.
Okay.
And, you know, and I could just see, like, you know, him becoming as big as kind of someone like Bradley Cooper. He co-wrote the script. Okay. And, you know, so he's kind of writer, actor and producer and stuff like that. It's really, really decent movie and something that's probably not on your radar. Definitely worth a watch if you've got time. Only an hour and a half movie, so it's pretty decent.
Good. Cuts to the chase then, yeah?
Oh, 100%. Really, really great movie. And a kind of star in the making, I reckon. So go check it out. That's on Netflix. And it was only released probably about a month ago. So still a kind of like a new movie. And yeah, I would definitely say kind of like 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. Decent. All right.
Yeah, decent. All right. So those are your film reviews for this week. Now we've got a hidden gem for you, Deval.
Yeah, so I'll do this one really quickly. This hidden gem is called Kinds of Kindness. Really weird name. Kinds of Kindness. Weird name, weird film, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, or Lanthimos, I should say. Yorgos Lanthimos directed. Really good filmmaker, by the way. The Lobster, Killing of a Sacred Deer, both gangster films.
Wicked movies.
Poor Things that we saw recently with Emma Stone, got an Oscar for that one. I think someone got an Oscar for that one. The Favourite, The Favourite, and many other films. So yeah, he's like a Greek filmmaker. But yeah, this film, Kinds of Kindness. This is a hidden gem. Yeah, I don't know why I even went to see this film. I just saw it because it had his name attached to it. In Cannes, it done really well in Cannes. Cannes Film Festival. This film stars Emma Stone again, Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe. He likes Willem Dafoe a lot, and Emma Stone, I've noticed. And who else does it star? They're the main stars of the film, basically. There's other people as well that do a good job. They're the main stars. What is this film about?
What is it? I'm intrigued.
Okay, I'm going to try and wrap this up in about a minute and a half because that's all I can do.
Shit.
This film is 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. It's cut into 3 chapters.
Right.
So the film is done in 3 parts. In those 3 parts, all these actors I just mentioned play different characters almost.
Okay.
Weird, but there's one character that binds them all together, and that character is RMF, who's RMF. He's not to sound bad, but he's a nobody. Okay. RMF is a nobody. You see his face. He's not been in anything. He's been in Poor Things, and he's been in this. He's probably the director's friend, or I don't know who he is. The man is just random, but he's the one character that remains the same in all the parts. 1, 2, and 3, which actually have different names. Each part of the film has a different name. It's weird.
Yeah.
And okay, so, how do I do this?
Do it. Just do it.
It's
Do
you
it.
watch a film that's so mad you don't even have to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's what I like actually. I don't
Those are the
I
best
don't even know
ones.
where to start. I don't know what to. Okay, so the first part of the film is William Dafoe is like a big fat cat boss of a big organization. He's a big fat cat. Jesse Plemons works for him. He tells Jesse Plemons to do something that Jesse Plemons doesn't want to do. Now, William Dafoe runs his life, tells him how to live, tells him when to sleep with his wife, tells him what to eat, tells him how to do his hair, tells him how much weight to have. He runs his life. And he tells Jesse Plemons, I want you to do this one thing for me. Jesse Plemons tries to do it once, it fails, and he says to him, I can't do it. William Dafoe says, you need to do it, you got to do it. And it sends Jesse Plemons mad.
Right.
Mad. That story spirals out of control. Emma Stone gets involved. She does what Jesse Plemons couldn't do, and it just turns things mad. I'm not explaining it on purpose because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Want to spoil it? Yeah, exactly.
But this film is an 18. Shit gets mad. There's blood. There's sex. There's everything.
Okay.
If you saw, what was the most recent film they did again? The Frankenstein one.
Poor Things.
Poor Things. If you saw Poor Things, this is similar. It's mad.
Is
You
it?
see dicks. You see Willem Dafoe's dick. You see Emma Stone's fanny. You see all kinds of stuff.
It out.
Yeah. Second part of the film. Can I even remember what it was about? It was mad. Second part of the film is about Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. They're together. I don't want to spoil it too much. Something happens in their relationship.
And is that same RMF guy in it as well? That one, he's in it as well.
He is, but he's hardly in it. He's in it for like just fleeting moments, but he binds it all together. It's weird.
Oh.
It's really weird.
Wow.
But something happens in their relationship. Things change. He wants Emma Stone to be the way she was before, and it's weird. It's almost like she's being copied and pasted. It's mad. It's mad. And the things that he asks her to do, again, someone always asks someone to do something that is above and beyond. Yeah. I'll just spoil one little thing.
Do it.
He says to her, I'm hungry. I want you to cut your finger and serve it. Cut your finger off and serve it to me as part of a meal. She sits down for hours and then she gets up and does it. She cuts off her finger and serves it to him in a meal.
Oh my God. So what, he has the power to make people do that?
No, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
I gotta watch it.
The third part is about these almost like a cult.
Yeah.
And Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons are again they're the same people but different characters. It's mad. They just switch.
Oh man.
And they're part of a cult that it seems like a cult. And again, they're asked to do something that one of them can't fulfill. There's always a request. Yeah. Always a request. That one's got a mad ending. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say. But you know what? This film is mad. If you can see it in the cinema, go watch it. It's a long film.
You know what? It hasn't come out over here. Or maybe
it hasn't, but it's Searchlight. And I remember when Poor Things came out, 3 months later, it was on Disney Plus. So this one might also be on Disney Plus in 3 months' time. It possibly might.
Yeah.
So if you can't see it in cinema, Disney Plus.
And Poor Things, didn't that come out this year as well? Poor Things, or was that last year?
January. It was January.
Shit.
And it came out on Disney Plus 3 months later. Mad.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this is one of those like triangle of sadness kind of films. It's just mad. I don't know what to say. But yeah, this guy, if you see Georgios Lathimos, his name on the film, you got to watch it. That's all I'll say. Yeah. That's it. End of review. You go watch it or don't watch it.
It's called Kinds
of Kindness. Mad name. Like what's that about?
What does it mean exactly?
You watch it. You might figure it out. You might not.
All right, I'm watching it. It's on the watch list. It's locked in. All right, there you go. And who says that we don't provide hidden gems for you? So listen, keep it locked with the Flixters. Every week we bring you something new, a hidden gem, a movie, something on streaming, something
Mm,
kind of out there a little bit.
mm,
We've got more
mm.
movies to come. We're getting closer and closer to our Wolverine and Deadpool
Yeah.
and Wolverine review. That's going to be coming up really soon. But Devout, anything, I can't remember, man. I always ask you this, but any
Anything
big
coming
coming
out
out in
soon? I
cinemas?
do want to see the Bike Riders. That's out now, and I heard
Oh,
it's good. I heard it's not just about
yeah.
bikers. I heard there's more to it.
Tom
So that,
Hardy, right?
yeah, Tom Hardy, Jodie Comer, and Austin Butler. So
Mm,
it looks interesting. It does. Twisters is coming out soon as well. That should be
yes.
decent.
Glenn Powell in that one.
Yeah. So there's a couple of films that I do want to see. Yeah. Couple
Yeah.
of
So
films.
Bike Riders for me is coming out on the 4th of July.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Maxine.
Oh, Maxine. Yeah. That's a definite. Yeah. That's
Oh, that's
definite.
coming out for me on the 11th of July. So
Yeah.
definitely we'll try
Really.
and watch that one. And and then Long Legs. I want to watch that and Sting.
Mm.
Did you see this trailer for Sting?
The Spider film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. I'm not gonna probably bother with that one, but
No. Okay.
I'm gonna watch it at some point. But I might just wait for streaming. But definitely,
Yeah.
Maxine and Longlegs. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. All right, okay. Listen, look, that is the end of this week's show. Keep it low with the Flixters. We'll bring you more each and every single week. And remember, let us know what you're watching, what you're not watching. Keep in touch with us, message us. And if you want, come on the show. All right.